It is FA Cup weekend as Forest travel way up to the northwest to take on Blackpool. Blackpool, who generously gave us 6 points last season. And we've been messing with some of their players. Let's get into it as we have Lee Charles TV. I can't wait for this one. Let's go. Come on, you Reds. Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are, whatever time of day you're watching this. Hope you are having a wonderful day. And welcome to the Showdown as we have... I'm so happy to have you, mate. We got Lee on. How are you, Lee?
I'm fine, Wolfie. How's it going? You Wolfie all the way. Honestly, what are you on about? Going? How far north do you think you're going? It goes a lot further than us, you know. North. Do you not know anything? You southern softy. Carlisle is a lot further than Blackpool. Trust me, it's not.
Mate,
it's north.
when I say we're going far north, what I'm talking about is relevance north, because this is pointless for us. We're gonna go there. We're gonna beat you with a second string team. It's just a pointless trip.
It is really, isn't it? We're going to get battered. Yeah. Blackpool get battered. Preston will be singing. They love it everywhere they go. Blackpool get battered. Yeah, we'll be getting all that. Yeah, we're playing it. Yeah, your second string team is worth how much?
More than the whole Blackpool, probably. I mean, come on, you've got to give it to us, mate. Now we're in the Premier League.
For you, and how much are they? How much are you buying for? Just give me a few.
Well, we'll probably play our youth team
in your second team.
Well, I don't even think we need to go that high, mate. I think our youth team is probably enough for you to beat you 3 or 4-0. So, we don't really... I don't know who we're sending on the coach. Probably going to send them on the train, It's a done deal, isn't it? I mean, let me ask you this firstly. Do you give a shit about the FA Cup? Because you're in trouble as it is.
To be honest with you, we're in that situation now. Because of you, we're down third off the bottom because you took up. Well, we'll talk about that later. But because of Nottingham Forest, because of the tricky trees, we are third off the bottom in the Championship. And it's that thing you say, isn't it? That concentrate on the league and forget the FA Cup because we need to concentrate on the league. But it's you. It's bloody Forest, and we want to beat you. Normally, I couldn't care less really about Forest too much, but as soon as you've ruined our season for us. You kind of maybe giving us a bit back, but
hold on, mate. Hold on, mate. Right? Yes, we've done that to you. Yeah, but you should be thanking us because if you look at the team below you,
Huddersfield,
we destroyed them from the top down. We destroyed them from the top down. We beat them in the playoff finals. We took their 2 best players.
I know you did.
We took their manager, and then we binned him at Olympiacos 6 weeks later. Where was the thank you for that, mate? So you're sitting there saying you hate us?
Yeah, they're keeping us off the bottom. Thanks a lot. So you've just ruined both of our clubs. Yeah, that's great. I tell you, honestly, the news came through. Jane, who if anybody's ever watched Lee Charles TV, but I do Lee Charles TV with Jane, and she's like, she just fell in love with Josh Bowler. We went pre-season to Southport. That was the first time we saw him. That's not this season, the season before. Pre-season game at Southport, and he came on, and she was like, "Oh my God, I love him. I love this guy. Who is he?" And we found out he's come from Everton, been let go by Everton, and she just fell in love with him. And she would say she's waited 30 years for a player like Josh Bowler, you know what I mean, to get you up out your seat, to just, and she just adored him. We had a family training day where all the fans could come in to the ground and meet the players and get autographs, and they were doing a bit of training on the pitch. And she was up in hospitality, meeting the players as well. So she got to talk to Josh Bowler, and she told him how much she loved him. And then I interviewed him.
When was this?
This is 2 days before the end of the transfer. No, it was a Thursday, I think, and the transfer window ended on the next day, for 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, whatever it was. So we go outside the ground, and I'm waiting for Jane to come out. She comes out, and we're talking to some people, and then all of a sudden, Josh Bowler comes out of the doors, to go home, and everybody's going, "Come over, come and have a chat with Lee Charles." So I sit down with him by the trees and everything. And we have this chat. "Are you going, Josh?" "Oh, why would I go? I love it here. I love the fans here. No, I love it. I'm happiest I've ever been in my life. This is like literally 24 hours later, he's on a fucking plane to Greece, You bought a player you don't even want, for Christ's sake. You bought.
We don't need him.
You can't even fit him in anywhere because you haven't got any
We
room.
don't need him, mate. We don't need him.
Fuck then did you get him for? What?
Because
why did
we
you
buy who we want.
To piss Jane off. So yeah.
Mate, listen, we buy who we want when we want. Yeah, that's the rule.
We did an FA Cup live stream of the draw, and you want to, if you can find it, go and see it, Jane, and fast forward to the bit where we realize it's Forest in the cup. Just see her reaction.
It had to be. It had to be.
Yes, it had to be. It's fate.
It had to be, mate. It had to be. I've got to ask you this question, guys in the chat.
Simon Jones. Fake. It's not a case of I didn't rate Johnson. I knew Johnson was a good player. What I was saying in the stream with Dor, that they were claiming that he was something like 25 times more money than Josh Bowler. And
he is. He is.
I don't.
How much do we buy Bowler off you for? Like 2-3 mil?
I think actually we've managed to screw you down for 6. I think. So we don't know. It's indisclosed, but some say 4.
There you go. Jono's worth about 50 mil.
You've given him his back for the rest of the season. So
listen, mate. Your saviour, is worth 6 mil. Jono's worth 50 mil. So where's the argument?
He's not worth 50 fucking million.
Are you joking?
What he is now is in the Premier League.
Well, there you go then.
You're a Premier League player.
Did you want to apologise to the fans?
Do you
want to apologise to the Forest fans?
My opinion is, I think I like Josh Bowler more than I like Brennan Johnson. Me personally, that's just my opinion. It doesn't.
Look, mate, I will call Marinakis right now and cancel the transfer. Yeah, because we are giving you a sympathy loan here. Right?
You're giving us the best player in the world back.
The best player,
and we'll be paying
answer
about
me this, right?
quid a week.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see the questions the guys are going to ask you in the chat. Guys, in the Q&A, get the questions instantly.
He's beyond belief. He's the best player ever. He's one of the best players we've ever seen at Blackpool. So, but that's it. We love him.
But, I feel for you guys. I mean, he can't look. Here's the thing about
Brennan Johnson. Of course, we'd have Brennan Johnson. We wouldn't turn him down if you loan him in as well. If you can throw him in, we're going to stay up. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, let me do this, mate, just to show you some respect. Yeah, because you are a guest on our channel. Okay. Yeah, I just want to remind you. I think I'll upgrade my background to this. Yeah. Just to remind you who owns him. Yeah. Just so it's there for you for the rest of the stream. Wow. You can see the beautiful emblem with, you know what those stars stand for, yeah?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Do you have one on yours? I can't quite see.
Well, you better know your history. We're Anglo-Italian champions, mate, and FA Cup holders. Come on, let's, we're the Anglo-Italian champions, which is now the Europa League. It's the same thing. So don't diss us.
You didn't get started for it, mate. Don't start saying it talking like, Man City would.
We were Anglo-Italian champions and runners up the following year. That's how good.
What year?
1971 and 72, I think. 71 and 72.
Jeez, that was like 40 years before I was born, mate.
We haven't done anything since then.
You got to the Premier League. Should we talk about it? I'll give you one thing, yeah. Should we cast back to when was it? 2010 or 11?
We beat you, yes. Billy
You cheated. You cheated.
We cheated to win what? 6-6. We cheated winning 6-3, didn't we? We cheated with DJ Campbell again.
I never think it was a penalty in the first leg for a start.
Oh, definite penalty.
Shut up. There's never a penalty. Yeah. And then, in the second leg, I remember that day so badly, man. I remember I was buying a car in the morning and I was having to rush the deal, right? Yeah, it was, let me just tell you what the car was, right? It was a brand new Ferrari red Nissan Micra. Times were hard back then, right? And I was there and the guy was trying to sell me all these add-ons and things and everything, right? I'm like, mate, come on, I've got to get up to Nottingham from here. I was down in Cambridge. Cool. I was like, yeah, whatever. I ended up paying $2,000 more than I needed to. God knows what I got with it, yeah? But then I remember watching that match and thinking, that prick Ian Holloway. It was Ian Holloway back then, wasn't it?
Yes, of course it was. I'll tell you a funny story, actually, just to make you laugh. This will make you laugh, and I don't know if Forest fans know it, but what happened was that, if I remember rightly, Blackpool beat Forest and in the league. and Billy Davies, when he was coming off to the Blackpool players, said that you deliberately didn't win, so you get us in the playoffs, which wound every Blackpool player up. And it had the Blackpool players incensed. That was the thing that really, and of course he was ex-Preston manager as well, so it all didn't go down very well. And of course it was Billy Davies that really wound the Blackpool players up. So on the morning of the playoff final, they're all coming down to breakfast, and of course we had your hotel because you booked the hotel for Wembley, so we took over your hotel, yeah. And Holloway comes down to players, and somebody asked him, they said to him, did you have a good night's sleep, Gaffer? I said, yeah, brilliant. I was in Billy Davis's bed.
Funny. Yeah, I'm definitely laughing, mate. Problem is, I can barely see you from where we are in the Premier League to now where you are. So, if you want to sit there and live in the past, mate, that's your call.
Yeah. You just about you've got out the bottom three. You got out the bottom three.
Out of the bottom three. Mate, we're 15th. There's only 14 better teams than us, and we're just getting started, mate.
Just getting started.
Whereas you might be playing Derby next season, mate.
Yeah, we could. Well, there's a great chance, to be honest. There is. It's funny, really. The Blackpool history. When we got relegated from Division 2 back then into Division 3, which was in 1972, I think it was, either 71 or 72, we went down. And I remember, my dad would always say that Blackpool were a good second division side, but couldn't stay in the League One. We used to get up and come down. We just couldn't stay.
Not much has changed, mate. You've just gone down another notch.
But then everybody from Blackpool, when we got relegated from League, Division 2 into Division 3, thought we'd just bounce back. And we didn't bounce back for 30 years. It took us 30 years to get. Now
that makes us feel better. That makes us feel better.
Yeah, 30 years, and it was 40 years, till the Premier League, if that makes sense. So 40 years to get back from those times back, and we had awful owners in the Oystons who just, they were just scumbags, and they took all the money. That's the one thing that grates with us. We got all that money into the Premier League, and we never saw a penny of it. And that's the sad thing about it all, because that money would have set us up. And if they'd, I think they did everything right in the Premier League, because we.
Mate, you were shocking in the Premier League.
We were great in the Premier League. We were so unlucky. No, we were.
Do you know what? I remember. Well, I remember because my best mate is a Man U fan. I remember watching for some reason, mate. I remember watching Blackpool against Man U. I remember you going ahead or something like that in a match, and then at about the 60th minute, your whole team just ran out of gas. Yeah, your team just gassed. I've never seen a team gas like Blackpool did against Man U, and it was like they needed oxygen tanks. I've never seen it happen before in football. It was hilarious, but
Michael Owen took us apart. He did, and it was a shame, really, because there was a lot of decisions went against us. That were unfair. We were playing United at Bloomfield Road, and we were beating them 2-0 at half time. 2-0
that's the one.
2-0 up, and we had a penalty at Bloomfield Road. We had a nailed on penalty. They just took Varney straight out, nowhere near the ball, in the box, just completely took him out, and the referee bottled it. He would have had to send the United defender off.
It was probably Howard Webb back then, isn't it? Howard Red Webb.
I can't remember who it was, but I always say that the referee at that moment in time, you had Ferguson on the touchline, scary. I mean, he was scary. Even looking at him from the stands, he was scary. And United hadn't lost a game away from home all season, and I'm sure it went through his mind that if he gave us a penalty and then it proved not to be a penalty, he would probably never referee again, because they'd have gone 3-0 down, 10 men. And then he probably thought, well, if I don't give it, and it's only fucking Blackpool, who cares? You know what I mean? He could give, it's not
that is the question of the day, right? Okay. For me, why should we give a shit about this game tomorrow?
You really probably don't need it, to be honest. The thing is, once you get into the Premier League, and you can understand why, most of the teams in the Premier League play kids and stuff, because at the end of the day, the money that you get for winning the FA Cup and the injuries you could pick up and all the other things in that long run is not worth you really because you're going to get like, I don't know, how much is it now from the Premier League? Is it 150 or 115? I can't
It's up to 180, they say, mate. 180 million.
Yeah. So for you to go on a cup run and maybe Brennan Johnson breaks his leg, you know, the risk of taking those games and you're getting relegated and losing 180 million. So even if you went on to win the FA Cup, you know, you're back in the Championship, and that's why the Premier League don't really give it much attention anymore, which is a shame. You know, it is.
It is. As a kid, I loved it. Do you remember the match day build-ups from 12 p.m.? You'd be sitting there watching it. Yeah,
and it kicked off
are long gone,
and
mate.
they used to have like competitions before, didn't they?
Yeah,
it's a knockout and all
the
sorts of
good
stuff.
old days.
Yeah, but it's just devalued but like at this moment in time, probably we don't need it either, really, because we need to concentrate on the league as well.
Well, you say that, mate. You say that. I want you guys to use us as your shining example, because you will remember where Forest were last season at the beginning. Yeah,
we all want to beat you because the fact you took Bowler off us, really.
Well, you remind me,
Blackpool fan.
You remind me a lot of. Let me just turn the audio down. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys remind me a lot of a shit version of Leicester, and Leicester are pretty shit because Leicester seem to care about what we think about them, and they always try and build this rivalry up.
I'm not quite sure if I could take that as a compliment or an insult.
You take it how you want, mate.
We're a shit Leicester.
No, you're a shitter version of Leicester, who are shit anyway.
Leicester. Well, we actually took one of their players. We actually got Callum Wright. You took Bowler and we got Callum Wright, but we just got rid of him and sent him off to Plymouth or something. We sold him. He wasn't good enough. Yeah, we'd like to be in Leicester's position. They've done really well, and for Leicester, Holloway wanted Jamie Vardy, because we played Fleetwood in the Cup, and we beat them I think we beat them 4-2 in the FA Cup, and Jamie Vardy was terrorising us, and Holloway wanted to buy him, and Fleetwood wanted $1 million, and our chairman would only offer 600,000 or something, and then Leicester came in and got him, and the rest is history, innit? But we were after Vardy first, because we played.
Well, he's shit now, mate. You wouldn't. I mean, he may get into your team now. Yeah,
now.
I know.
I'm going back to I'm going back to 2010 here.
I've got Lee, right? Lee, I've got a serious question for you, mate. I want to ask you about Blackpool. Are Blackpool a training camp for Nottingham Forest, or should we look at them as a retirement home for RX players? Because you got Liam, you got big Liam there, haven't you? Still,
Liam
Brickup.
Yes, he is here, but he's injured. So we're just getting. He played He's played, I'd say, about 80 minutes of football. He played 2 games and he got injured, and we've never seen him since. So, yeah, it's great. So, yeah, send us all your bloody Crocs. Yeah, that's what we want. He's played under Appleton before, which is why he got him. But to be honest, he did make a difference and he was in the battle of the battle we played at Sheffield United, the Battle of Bramall Lane, as we're calling it, the Battle of Bramall Lane. Where
we don't like them either, mate.
We got I don't know if you saw how that went, but we got we were 2-0 down, and then we pulled it back to 2-2 at half time. A miracle. I thought we were going to get beat 5-0. Then we actually went up 3-2, and the Sheffield United players had lost their heads. You could see they were going in. They were, every Blackpool fan thought they were going to get a man sent off. And then Marvin Ekpiteta decided to do a sliding tackle, mistimed it, caught the player, got a red card for it straight away. And then one of their players shoved our player into the advertising boards, into those electronic advertising boards. They all
electrocuted him. Yeah.
Well, they all went over with him, and they're rock hard. If you go into them, they hurt. So he got up and he kicked the ball, but the ball hit the legs of the player so the referee sent him off as well. So we got pushed into the advertising boards, kicked a ball at a player's legs and got sent off. So we're down to 9 men. He then gave him a penalty. We were hanging on with 9 men. He gave him a penalty, which never was, not in a million years. And they hit the post and it came out. and then he put on 8 minutes of extra time, gave them 7 corners in a row. There was like corner after corner. None of them, like some of them had to be not a corner because you couldn't even tell who the player they were coming off. It was like the Alamo. And then in the last minute of the game, they pushed our goalie into the net. He falls down in the back of the net. He tries to get up. They've got 3 players more or less on the line, all offside in his way, and they hit one from about 20 yards out and put it in, and they get an equaliser in like the last. God, there was just one more move. We nearly actually won the game, but it was, oh my God, it was unbelievable. And then
it makes me smile. I hate Sheffield United.
There's a fight. There's a fight. They start fighting on the pitch after, and their goalkeeper dives at Shane Lavery round his neck and takes him onto the floor on top of Lavery, right? So he's like, got him around the neck, bam, he dives full length at him, takes him down, and the referee sends the goalie off and Lavery off for being attacked. So we get 3 red cards in one game.
Yeah, you're only a couple away from a match abandonment with that.
Well, it was over, but you know, this was like after. But we're on 8 red cards for the season. If we get another 2,
than the points you've got.
It's more than the wins we've had. We've had 6 wins and 8 red cards. If we get 2 more, we're going to equal the record for the third highest ever in a season. So we're 2 red cards away from equaling 3rd ever in history.
That's impressive. We're barely halfway. We're not halfway, mate. Just before we carry on, I just want to shout. Hold on, give me a sec. Just before we carry on, Alan, thank you so much for becoming a member. Really appreciate it, buddy. We've got about 100 people in here and only 28 likes. If you're enjoying Lee, if you're enjoying seeing the pain and remembering what last season was like, being in, that championship, hit the like. And of course, I've got Lee's channel. I'm sure you guys all know it. It's tagged to the title, Lee Charles TV. Please go and subscribe to him because it's a complete barrel of love.
Give us a sympathy.
Guys, we're
give me a
Premier
sympathy
League now.
sub.
Absolutely, we're Premier League now. We need to be seen to making charitable acts every now and again. So show a little charity and sub.
If you want, I actually feel sorry because we have quite a lot of people that follow obviously our channel that aren't Blackpool fans.
Because there's not many of you, let's be honest, mate.
Yeah, but I sometimes think, why do that to yourself? Because why suffer with us? Because obviously, honestly, if you watch our channel, you'll be glad you're a Nottingham Forest fan. You won't believe the pain that we go through.
No, I watch it regularly, mate, because I like that dose of a little reminder. Sometimes a little reminder of pain is good. I love watching your stream.
It's not good.
Can I ask you some of the questions from the chat, mate? Can I give you some of the questions from the chat?
Come on, fire them
and guys, get your questions in on the Q&A tab. This is going to be fun. Simon's asking you, do you still not rate Jono? I mean, we've talked about that one, so I don't know if you want to add one quick line. And there's a few questions in there for you, matey.
Yeah, go on. Sorry, I just got distracted because I saw Easy Sent saying, Lee will subscribe if you shout out, "Up the Reds! Up the Reds!" Twats.
Oh, Ez, good to see you back from Southampton, mate. I want to ask you this question. This is an important question because we're going to test your football knowledge here.
I haven't got any football knowledge other than Blackpool.
You're on the right channel, mate. You're on the right channel.
I got a fucking clue.
Forest Ant wants to know.
I don't know it. Go on.
Forest Ant wants to know. Has Lee heard of Scarpa? Gustavo Scarpa.
No. Who is he? Does he play for Forest?
Who is he? Mate, who is he? I'm going to change my background because this, sir, is a real player. This is the kind of player that if he graced Blackpool, I don't know what your fans would do.
How much was he? How much did you pay for him?
We paid for him.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah, go on. Do I need to sit down? I am sitting down.
Zero.
All right, well, that's
free transfer. This player, my friend, is the Brazilian player of the year for the Brazilian league. Right. He's come from Palmeiras.
That's good business. That's good business.
Fantastic business. Zero.
That's our kind of player.
He's technically worth, mate.
That's our range. 0 is what we tend to get them all for, but we don't get brilliant Brazilian. We got Bowler for nothing. 0.
Did you pay nothing for Bowler?
Oh, free, yeah.
Well, his valuation hasn't gone up much then, has it?
Free. when we were in the Premier League, we were actually loaning players from the Championship. Jason Punchin came from Southampton when we were in the Championship. Luke Varney was on loan from was he on loan from Derby? But he was on loan in Leicester somewhere.
You're not allowed. Look, I don't have many rules on here, yeah, but swearing with the D word is one of them. That D word cannot be said on here, mate.
Yes. Well, I was saying, just thinking.
You can call them the sheep. You can call them sheep shaggers. You can call them. That's fine.
Got him from the sheep shaggers.
That's fine. That's better. Show some respect on the channel, please.
Them, by the way, Blackpool fans, because they stood with us when we were protesting against the Oystons, and they were one of the few clubs that actually did. They stood side by side with us because we were going during the boycott years. We were going to the ground, but we weren't going in. We were refusing to go in, but we go out and protest outside about what they've done to us. So they actually stood side by side with us. So I know you don't like them, but you know what I mean? To us, they were really...
let's move. I don't even... You're leaving a bad... Let's move on. Let's move on.
I don't want to hear anything good about them.
Sharky's here saying he's a partial tangerine. Blackpool are his second team. Such a historic club. Much bigger than Bournemouth or Boring Mouth, as I call them.
I mean, we are historic, in those days when we had Matthews and Mortensen and all those sort of players, we had something like 5 internationals in the England team, I think, at one time. And, we were...
Good old days.
We were massive. In fact, we actually hold the record for being the longest at the top of the Premier League of First Division. It'll never be beaten. Never, ever, ever be beaten. We've been there longer than anybody else. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because we were top of the league when war broke out, and we were top of the league when the war ended. So Blackpool were top of the First Division in 1939, and they were still top of the First Division in 1945. So 6 years we were at the top of the First Division. It'll never be beaten. It's a
good stat. I like it.
It's one of those quiz questions that you can use in a pub
I
quiz.
quite like that one.
Yeah,
I quite like that one.
We were top of the league when the day war broke out. So it's a record that will never be beaten.
Speaking of questions, mate, I got another one here for you from James. James says, is Peggy the Donkey still going on Blackpool Beach?
Probably reincarnated. She may well be. We don't ride donkeys, really, Blackpool people. We don't even go on the beach.
You just play them on the pitch, don't you, mate?
It's a little bit, yeah. It's a little bit like, do you go to the places in Nottingham that we went to? Because, we do a football tourist guide, by the way, if anybody's watching. We do a football tourist guide. And last year we went to Nottingham. That's where Jane and I go and sort of stay in a hotel, go and do a few touristy things and show you what you can do, as well as just going to the match. Because I used to I don't know if you're like me, but I would just travel away.
In and out.
Yeah, get to the game, come home. But Jane likes to make a weekend of it. So she reviews beer and food. And obviously we've been to attractions and stuff. So when we came to Nottingham, we did the castle. So we did the Robin Hood thing.
Oh, you went all touristy, mate.
Yeah, we went, because honestly, it's quite a good thing to do, because you have a bit of a holiday, and 9 times out of 10, the football pisses you off. It's a disappointment. So you have a decent weekend, even if the football lets you down. But we went in the caves underneath Nottingham, the sand caves. Okay. I got hung, sentenced to death in the Justice Museum in Nottingham. I was picked out to be hung. I managed to get off with just being sent out to Australia, but that was quite fun. We did pubs, and we had a great time in Nottingham.
Simon's asking, did you go to Hooters?
We didn't go to Hooters, no.
Well,
no, we didn't go.
That's
to
usually
Hooters.
the main attraction when people come.
We were going to meet Dor in Hooters, but he didn't. He didn't turn.
I think he was serving that night, mate.
He lives right near it, I think. So.
All right, I've got to tell you though. I got to tell you a little fun fact here, right? I don't know where this falls, but as a kid, right? Because my brother was born in Blackpool. We lived up there in a place called Kirkham.
Oh yeah, okay.
Is that more Blackpool side or Preston side? Where would Kirkham fall under
It's
all of
kind of in the
this?
middle, really. It's kind of
Because
in
I'm
the
not gonna
middle.
lie to you, it was a
It's as a
shithole.
Preston
I was a
Pulse.
kid, but it was a
Yeah.
dump, man.
Yeah, it is a bit. It's just a
It's a
little
bit better
village.
than Blackpool was, granted, but it was still a shithole, man.
It's well, they've got their football club now, AFC Fylde, who have had a lot of money spent on them. There was a couple of owners. There was Andy Pilley, who bought Fleetwood, and there was Dog Food Dave. What's his name? They both wanted to buy Blackpool. Both fell out with the Oystons and bought clubs nearby and built these clubs up as non-league from non-league. But unfortunately, once we got rid of the Oystons, their sort of plan has gone a bit awry, because a lot of Blackpool fans were going to watch these clubs because we had no club to watch. You know what I mean? But now we're all. Well, most of us are back watching Blackpool. There's not as many going to Fleetwood. There's not as many going to AFC Fylde as there was. But so they've got quite a nice little ground, AFC Fylde. It's all right. It's not a bad little outfit.
I remember, is the hospital, was it Victoria Hospital?
Victoria Hospital, it is, yeah.
Is that still like by the zoo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Oh, God. I was like, I've always thought my brother was a bit of a fucking animal, but yeah, it makes sense.
Are you coming up to Blackpool? Are you coming up for the game?
Oh God, no, mate! I wouldn't just. I can breathe the air. I'd rather go Skegness than go Blackpool, mate.
I don't know. Well, they all come
We've
here.
got more important games to worry about, mate.
They all sing the same song. Blackpool's a shithole.
It's just been there, lived there. I like quality football now, which we get to see in the Premier League. This game for us is again a bit of charity, so you guys can see, some decent players. There may be our youth team players, but they'll still be, gracing that pitch with a bit of class. Let's go a bit onto the game, mate. We're just gonna chat here for hours. Yeah.
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
We talked kind of, it's not your priority, is it, the game? But you kind of want to beat us.
It is now, because it's you. It's you. Nottingham Forest. It's you. We want to beat you.
Does it bug you that we don't care?
At the bottom of the league because of you. So yes, we want to beat you.
But does it bug you that we don't give a shit about you caring about it?
No,
that it's us.
It doesn't matter. I'm not interested in what you think. It's what I think. I want to win. I want to beat Nottingham Forest because they stole Josh Bowler for no bloody reason.
We gave him back.
Yes, I know, but look where we are. You've given us a lifeline. Let's put it that way.
Can I ask you about Bowler? Because obviously I've only ever seen him when we've played you. He still hasn't played Forest. He came on for Olympiacos.
Young man. Is he saying
I was asking about, is this true?
It's a Cloughie impression. Yes, young man, you want to. Absolutely. In fact, I saw the Cloughie statue and everything. It's brilliant.
Of course. You get a picture by it? A proper manager?
I vlogged it. So it's on my video. You need to check out the Football Tourist Guide to Nottingham. You'll be impressed. You'll be impressed with where we went and what we did.
I'll have a look at it. I haven't seen that one. I've seen that.
It's on our channel. I have a whole playlist of football tourist guides, and we did Nottingham last year, and we loved it. We absolutely loved it.
All right, I've got to ask you that. I've got to ask you about Bowler. Yeah.
Yes.
Because he's the thing connecting us, or in your case, disconnecting. You guys from liking us. He played for Olympiacos against us the other week in a friendly. I gotta say, he's pretty impressive, mate. He's not good enough for Premier League, but I want to ask you that question. Do you think, and it's a question here from Anne, he says, serious question, Lee, would you enjoy seeing Josh Bowler playing for Forest in the Premier League? Would that give you a sense of pride and achievement? If he was,
it would have. Yes, it would have made more sense. Let's put it that way. And the other thing as well is that, seeing as we're never going to get in the Premier League again, but we've got to do the Football Tourist Guide to all these. We want to go to Tottenham, we want to go to Everton and Liverpool and all these grounds for the Football Tourist Guide, because we've got to do. Jane's doing all. The idea is to do all the time. Obviously, some of the cities might have two clubs, so we're not going to do a Football Tourist Guide to Liverpool and Everton because it would just be to Liverpool. You know what I mean? Or to London. We may do a few of London because we did Fulham last year and it was great. London was ace. We did the little mini railway, the mail rail, and we went to the Book of Mormon, which was so funny, and we did all sorts there. So we need to go. So before you got him, we'd heard he was going to Leicester, and Jane had already said, "Oh well, we can go and watch a couple of Leicester games and watch bowl. You know, it'll be an excuse. You know what I mean? To go and ground hop." So if he was playing for you in the Premier League, we'd have probably gone to a few of the games. Maybe when you're playing Tottenham, just to get the football tourist guide done.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how you think you would have got tickets, but yeah.
We'd have tried. You know what I mean? We would have liked.
I'll tell you what, it's bloody hard getting Forest tickets these days, mate.
Yeah, I imagine it is. Yeah, I mean, it's
just the system itself is broken. That's a whole other debate. It really
well,
is.
this is what happens.
But do you think, mate? Do you think he's good enough for the Premier League?
Well, for me, he's the best player I've seen at Blackpool probably since Trevor Sinclair. Paul Stewart as well was really good. Was really good. He went on to
DJ Campbell. I remember that.
Oh, DJ Campbell was I loved him. You know what I mean? I loved all the Premier. Charlie Adam.
He was offside on that last goal in the semis, mate. I'm just
doesn't matter, mate. It's a goal. You can argue it till kingdom come. It's a goal. It's a goal. That's it.
Yeah, you've had a few though. Charlie Adam, he was all right.
Charlie Adam, well, he was 500,000. He was like one of our most expensive, and then DJ Campbell was 1.2 million. But there was a release clause with him. So if they got 1.2 million, which they did, so they got the money back.
Where did he go after you?
I can't remember where he went now. He might have gone. Did he go to? Honestly, Fulham.
I think I've got like West Brom or Stoke in my head for some reason. I don't know. I'm probably way off.
I might.
Probably way off.
No, I can't remember. But
someone in the chat will tell us. They always know.
Yeah, they always know. Yeah, they always know. It was great. I didn't enjoy the Premier League and I'll tell you why I didn't enjoy it.
Because you were losing.
No, we did really well but we just had some terrible decisions against us, which cost us really, and we went down with the most points ever. So,
what did you go down with out of interest?
Did we go to 39?
39, and you went down with 39. That's harsh, mate.
Yeah, they actually said that it was quite funny because they said that Blackpool wouldn't win a corner in the Premier League. And the first game of the season, we beat Wigan 4-0, and we were actually top of the league. And a lot of Blackpool fans bet that Blackpool would be top of the league. And we got knocked off because Chelsea won the late game at 5-0. But for like 3 hours, for 2 hours, 3 hours, we were top of the league, and they had to pay out. They all paid out for us being top of the league.
Seriously?
Yeah, because we were actually.
I thought you got as high as fourth. I thought you'd got as high as fourth.
We were 8th at Christmas, so now we were 8th, and then it all unravelled. It just all went kind of wrong, and but we had some really terrible decisions. There was Blackburn Rovers. We were winning going into injury time, and we had a corner. It was a corner to us, and they gave a goal kick. And this was in like the 3rd minute of extra time. They just hoofed it long. Our keeper, who was Richard Kingston, who was in temporarily, missed it, flacked at it, and they scored in the last kick of the game, and that cost us 2 points. And that was just that one thing. Marlon Harewood scored an absolute screamer in injury time against Everton. Just chested it down, turned, and hit it from about 35 yards out. What a player, by the way! Yeah, put it right at the top corner. Disallowed for nothing, just absolutely nothing at all. Just disallowed it. So we'd have beat Everton instead of drawing with them at home. So any of those two.
I loved Harewood. There's our answer, mate. DJ Campbell went to QPR after Blackpool. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mark.
I got to ask you, Lee. Have you seen? And I know I don't know. Probably because we're on Match of the Day, so maybe you have. Have you seen much of Forest this season?
Well, I do watch. We do pay a little bit of attention to you because we hate you. So we're always hoping you're going to lose. We're sticking voodoo dolls here to put.
It ain't working, mate, because we are.
No, I know it's not. You're doing all right, actually. You know what I mean.
Every credit to you. 15th.
You've got a good manager. For me, I think he's a good manager. You've invested probably more than you actually needed to invest. I don't think you needed to.
Do you know how sick I am of people saying that, mate?
No, but I think you bought enough quality. You didn't really have to buy like 25. If you'd have got 11 added on to what you had, you know what I mean? I don't think.
But we didn't have, mate. We had so many loanees. They all went back to their parent clubs. There's loads of contracts that had come to an end. A lot of players went. And
Right.
then we ended up, if you got the money, spend the money, innit? You
No,
got to
absolutely. Well, you have to.
pay to accumulate, as they say.
It's that
Spend
kind
to
of.
accumulate with.
It's that thing now, really, where to sort of be in the Premier League, you've got to have that sort of billionaire owner. Now, he just has to
Yeah.
be. You know what I mean? There's no way you can compete with it. For us, for Blackpool, all I would like is to just get up once, get the money that we should have had. And just be a decent championship side, because I like the championship. I know you guys don't. You've been in it that long.
I don't want anything to
just-
do with that
I
league, mate.
just-
I really don't. I can't deal with another championship match. Just the thought of playing you brings back memories. I mean, good memories last season, obviously. What was it?
Yeah.
4-1 at the away
Oh,
leg.
you
Thank you
smashed
for
us,
the
yeah.
3 points.
You smashed
And
us,
2-1 at City
We
Ground,
gave you
wasn't it?
all the goals. We gave you 3 of the goals.
Was that the one where Zink did that lovely shot where he purposely deflected it off your defender's leg and it was that game, wasn't it? And looped it over the keeper for the first one.
Well, yeah. Then and then of course our keeper just like miscued his goal kick straight out to Brennan Johnson. I think.
Oh yeah! Oh, that was beautiful.
About 20 yards.
Yeah, you're right.
There was
And
3 goals that we just basically just gave you against. We were terrible. That
I
day.
remember it because then you scored
so
a little consolation in the last minute, didn't you?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Honestly, we were dreadful that day, but dreadful. Blackpool often are. They often kill.
The game of the City Ground was a lot tighter, from what I remember. I remember it being a dire one.
And we
Cooper had just come in.
We had a young lad on loan called Tyrese John Gills that we all hate, to be honest, because he was terrible. And there was a ball, he was running out to get it on the wing and just dawdled along, and you just came round, took the ball off it. It was his all day long. He had about a 10-yard start on you, and he just dawdled to it. You nicked it off him, passed it back to your fullback. It went a long ball straight down to your left wing down there, goal, and it was all from our attack because he just didn't chase after this ball.
I can't remember, but I think
come back.
Didn't Samba? Yeah, Samba gifted you a bit of a blunder, didn't he? Was that the game? He kind of went to punch across or something.
Second half, we came back out all over you, and we got a goal back, and then we just gave you a goal. It was
but we gave you a goal. I'm pretty chat. Correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember it. Their goal, didn't Samba go to punch it or try to catch it? Didn't quite catch. I love Samba.
I think I might have picked it up on the edge of the box, didn't we? I can't remember.
I can't remember.
It was a good
I tried
game.
to blank out.
It was a great game.
No, the game at your place was fantastic. I've thought the one
at
ours, well, obviously, mate. But we were hot. That was the stage of the season where I was going into every game expecting to win, not just expecting to win. If it wasn't
winning late as well, weren't you? You were winning a lot of games late on in the. You're scoring late winners and stuff, and I always think that's a good sign. Whereas we are at the moment conceding late.
Thank you. I was right. It was that one. Don't try and claim any credit for it. Samba, he went to. I'm sure he went to punch it, and he blundered the punch or tried to catch it or something. It was cheap. It was cheap.
Well, yours was even cheaper. Your winner was a total gift. What's that? Fun fact, Tyrese John Gills is the son of Danny John Gills, the cat in Red Dwarf. Indeed, he is. Would have been better with him in.
Just ignore him, mate. He comes up with random facts. Get your questions into Lee. I want a few questions here, and we'll do some score predictions in a bit as well, Lee. Are you doing for time? Another 5 minutes or so, you guys?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can do another 5 minutes. Yeah, if you want.
Cool. All right. So for me, I think even if we put a weakened team out, I think we're going to be comfortable 3-0, because I want to talk about your form a bit at the moment, because there's a lot of L's and draws on your recent performances.
Well, that's good form for us.
It's consistent. I'll give you that, mate.
We're getting draws, mate. We weren't even getting draws.
Celebrating draws. So when was your last win?
We're in a rich vein of form. We're drawing. That's a nightmare.
Serious question.
No
when
idea.
was your last win, mate? When was your last win?
Coventry away.
When was that?
In October, I think.
Fuck me. Seriously?
Yeah.
I genuinely don't know. I've just seen a few of your last games.
Cup in between it all. It's slightly skewed by the fact we've had a few weeks off. It's not as bad as it seems, but it's bad enough. No, it's bad enough. tell you.
So you haven't won for a while, I guess, would be like the politically correct way of saying it. Yeah.
We're shit.
I mean, we sympathize, mate. We've been there. Yeah, we've been there. It does get better. You know, I can give you some hope. I really can.
Well, we've got Bowler back now. Honestly, we're gonna get.
Is he gonna save
get
you?
Promoted? I'll tell you now. We're coming up.
Well, let me
to
ask you this,
playoffs.
Lee.
You've no
Let me ask you this,
idea
Lee.
what's about
Hold
to
on,
happen.
hold on, Lee. Let me ask you this, because I was watching your stream the other day, and you guys were partying like you'd signed Scarpa. Yeah, everyone was like, Bowler's gonna save us. He's electric and all this bollocks. Yeah,
absolutely.
Is he really good enough to drag you out of the? Let's be honest, the mess you're in right now.
Yes. Well.
Are you not putting too much pressure on him?
He's not the only one. More are coming in. They've realised that they've screwed up in the summer, and we didn't get anybody in the summer apart from Dom Thompson. He was the only player we got through the summer, and we lost Keogh, we lost Bowler. We lost a lot of experience, and and then not only that, to compound it, and this is how football is, because football is a twat half the time. if you don't do the things you need to do to have a good strength squad and strength in depth, then it's going to kick you in the bollocks, isn't it? It is. And we've had so many. Honestly, the injury list is as long as your arm. You know what I mean? So Appleton is playing Jerry Yates on the wing. He's playing Shane Lavery on the wing because we've no wingers. So what we've now got is, he's brought in obviously Rodgers from City, this young kid on loan, and he's brought Bowler back. So now we've got wingers. So he doesn't have to.
What formation do you play, mate? What's your default go-to?
Well, I think Appleton favours 4-3-3, but and Critchley did as well last season, but then he changed it because it wasn't working, and we went with a 4-4-2 and two wingers, and it just works better for us, I think. And if we are going to have Bowler and Rodgers playing on the wing, I think we've got to go 4-4-2. I don't think just one striker up with them. I would anyway. That's how I would play. But we're a better team. We've played really well at times, and we're not getting a lot of luck. And referees. I am convinced that every championship referee has lived in Kirkham. Then I was going to say has had a bad holiday. Has had a bad holiday in Blackpool. I think they've all lived at your fucking house in Kirkham. And
it was a shithole, mate. Sorry, Mum. Sorry, Dad.
Blackpool,
but
they don't give us anything. They give us sweet Fanny Adams. Honestly, the referees are absolute. You want to watch the start of my video, the start of the game video where the Sunderland player takes out CJ Hamilton on the wing. He's flying down the wing, and this Sunderland defender just comes across and he just completely clatters CJ Hamilton out. So he goes flying, absolutely flying. He's at pace, nearly goes into all the advertising orders as well. Just nothing, just nothing, just a throw in. That's it. You would be going mental if it was Forest. You wouldn't. VAR would be like steam would be coming out the top of it, saying how have they not seen that? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but mate, I'm hearing a lot from you, Lee. I'm hearing a lot from you about complaining about ref decisions. Yeah, at some point you're gonna have to hold your hand up and just say we're shit.
No, they hate us. I'll tell you, they all lived in Kirkham. That's what I used to think. They'd just come to Blackpool and had a bad holiday with their mums and dads in a B&B, but I think it's probably they've all been to Kirkham, and that's it. It's enough to put anybody off. They don't like us.
Ed says I'm going up to Blackpool to stay. I'm going to back Blackpool to stay up. So planning. I'm going to back Blackpool to stay up, Lee. So start planning for League One next season.
Oh, cheers! So you're like a Jonah, are you? Yeah. Cheers. You're sticking money on us to stay up, just to send us down. Well, I'll tell you what, I will stick a bet on for Blackpool to go down then, because I tell you what, I never, ever win. Ever.
It's win-win, isn't it?
I used to back, the other side to win just so that we would win, because I never win, honestly. I never win.
But that's win-win for you, because if you win, you're happy. No. What I'm saying is, if you win, you're happy, yeah?
I was watching Djokovic and Andy Murray. I was sat here in the house and I could see Djokovic would come back final. I thought he's going to win. I managed to register myself on Betfred or something. I stuck £20 on bloody Djokovic to bloody stop him. I tell you, I did. I'd lost 20 quid. I was jumping around here like a lunatic. You wouldn't believe it. I was so happy that I lost 20 quid. I tell you, I don't, I back on things I want to lose, not on things I want to win. Because I actually,
I get the logic. I get the logic.
I never, honestly.
Oh my God, guys, he doesn't listen. I get the logic. I know
you get the logic. It's a win-win if they win. Exactly. I get money. But it doesn't happen. Wolfie,
I want to talk to you.
I never win. Does that make us? I never. You're not hearing what I'm saying, are you? 100%.
I'm hearing, mate.
I've never won a bet in my life ever. I've never won any money ever.
It's like having fucking Forrest Ant on here, mate. You're just a different version of him. Listen, man, I want to ask you because we got a question from Jimmy, right? Yeah. Is Michael Appleton still your manager? Yeah.
Yeah, we hate him, don't we? We fucking hate him.
You do. Okay. Well, question in from Jimmy. Question in from me. How do you rate your manager, and is he going to keep you up? And I want to add to that. Is his neck on the line at the moment?
How long have you got? Are you sitting comfy, folks, while I have a right rant here? Right?
Oh, he goes and start rank coming up.
Fucking touch paper here with that question, haven't you? Right. This is a story to fill you all in on what happened and what Michael Appleton is to Blackpool.
You can't blame a ref in this story. That's all I'm going to add.
I'm not blaming anyone. There's no refs involved in this, right? Okay.
All right.
Blackpool had a manager called Ian Holloway. You all know him, yeah? We loved him. We loved him at Blackpool. Yeah, you hate him, but we loved him. Yeah. Our owner didn't back him. We were top of the league in the championship, and we just rolled over bloody Middlesbrough 6-0 and Leeds United 5-0, and we were flying. And Holloway wanted wanted DJ Campbell back, and there was a bit of a disagreement. Carl Lewison wouldn't bring him back, and Carl Lewison posted somewhere, because he used to post on our forum, and said, "I'll drive him myself. If somebody comes in for him, I'll drive him there personally." So Holloway left, and he went to Crystal Palace and took Crystal Palace into the Premier League that season. Yeah, and we got Michael Appleton in as the replacement for Holloway. So you're up against it, aren't you? He's a legend at Blackpool at that time. He's not now. We've fallen out with him because of things he said about the Oceans, but he follows our Holloway in, and in a blaze of glory, and fucks off after 10 weeks and goes to Blackburn Rovers, to the Venkies, who were about as much of a car crash as the Oysters, to be honest. So that didn't make any sense. Nobody really talked to him, and he left. And in the summer, we got the news that Critchley, after signing a brand new 4.5-year contract, we all adored him, we loved him, and he left to go with the first girl that flashed her knickers at him, basically, which was Steven Gerrard, and Aston Villa, which didn't work out too well for him. But so we were all a bit devastated, and they were mentioning managers like Rossignol at the Sheepshaggers. And
thank you for calling them by their correct name. We appreciate that, guys. Just for him saying that, if you haven't liked the stream, you gotta like it now. We've got over 100 in it, 57 likes. Sorry, carry on. Hit the like button, guys.
So we're expecting. There was a manager from Barnsley. There was all sorts of managers in the fray, and then they announced, the new manager is Michael Appleton, and I tell you, he went down like a lead balloon with Blackpool fans, because it was like, what? Michael Appleton, the guy that left us after 10 weeks, you know what I mean? He went down really bad. So loads of fans have not renewed season tickets and all that, because he didn't even have a crack of the whip, and then they didn't. Obviously, with them behind the times in getting players in, because we've had, it took about 2-3 weeks to even decide on who they were going to have. And Critchley left midsummer, and they just signed, I say, one player in the summer. He's had loads of injuries. And to be honest with you, I've listened to him talk, and I like him as a person. You know what I mean? I've nothing against him, and I wish he had a bit of luck, but he's had no luck. The fans are really up against him. We were going, we lost at Wigan. We had Marvin Epiteta sent off after 17 minutes when they were below us in the league, and we lost. We were 1-0 up with 10 men, and then we lost at the end of the game, and they were all shouting sacked in the morning, and it was quite loud. It was really loud. So he's not liked, and really the board are going to back him. They're obviously sticking with him, and I just hope, for his sake, that he turns it around. Really, you know what I mean? For me, I don't like.
Will he get time? Will he get time? Because
I don't know. It almost becomes bullying in the end. You know what I mean? It's almost bullying. Where fans are on the back all the time. So he needs to turn it round, and he needs to turn it round before the end of January. For me, he's got
because
January.
You're not that far adrift. Like, you're only a couple of points from getting out.
You're not. But the problem is that gap gets bigger.
Yeah.
Throughout the season, it's like if you're bottom of the league, you can be just 3 points off top, aren't you? You've lost a game, they've won a game, so you're 3 points. And then as the league goes on, the league starts to just spread out a little bit, and then as it goes to the end, and that gap gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So yeah, we are still not too far away, and if we could string a few wins together, we could pull ourselves up the table pretty quickly.
But that's always been the thing, mate, in the championship, hasn't it?
Yes, of course, but we have to do it, and he has to do it quickly. And the Blackpool fans, the atmosphere at Bloomfield Road, you probably notice is it's loud, and it's
pretty shitty, but yeah, it's loud.
It's loud because we just for 9,000 people, we make a lot of noise for 9,000 people, and that was my disappointment.
Where do you find 9,000 people to watch Blackpool? I'm intrigued.
We do. There's 117,000 people live here, so
they're all tourists. They're all tourists, mate.
No, that's what live here. That's what live here, about 117,000. But 9,000 make a lot more noise than Forest.
No. That is the wrong debate. That is the wrong debate, mate. You cannot go down that road.
You are loud, right? You are bloody loud when you're singing Mulligan-Tyre, right? You're loud, and it's like a bomb going off when you score. I tell you, I've never heard anything as loud as when you score a goal. But
you got to hear it 4 times at your stadium, didn't you?
Sing a lot at Forest, so you didn't when we were there.
The problem is when you're scoring as many goals as we did against you at your place. Yeah, there's not enough time to get songs in between. You got. I know you don't.
I'm not
get to see
talking about
that.
you at Bloomfield Road. I'm talking about when we went to Forest. It was like a library, honestly.
That was early on. We were still, Coops had just come in. We were still finding our feet. No.
Would I prefer smashing it in the League One or struggling in the Championship? Well, we need to stick in the Championship, and we need to become an established championship. I don't want to go back into League One because that's what I've watched all my life. You know what I mean? I'm sick of it. It's like you saying, you're sick of the Championship. I've had 30 years of bloody League One, League Two, applying for re-election, all that sort of stuff. It's been terrible.
Lee, Jay wants to know, can you get a decent kebab in Blackpool yet?
Yeah, you can on Harriside, yes. Where Josh Bowler goes for his kebabs.
And I'm sorry. Forest fans in the chat, you got to take issue with what he's saying about the noise, mate, and the sing-song. We don't shut up, mate. You should hear us now in the Premier League.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's about time you got off your arse.
I'll tell you what. I've been to a few of the away matches, yeah. And I got to tell you, the atmosphere in Championship is better. Yeah, it's better stadiums in terms of, they're smaller, it's more passion, everything. I've gone away, I've gone to Man City, I've gone to Arsenal this season. And they're like fucking libraries, mate. All you can hear is our fans. The rest are just corporate plastics, mate. They really are. And everyone's commenting when they come to the City grounds about what a great atmosphere it is. And we're thinking, well, this is normal. It's you lot that are having issues. We played Chelsea the other week. And they were intimidated by the atmosphere. This is a Champions League winning team, and they were complaining to us when we were speaking to their fan channels about how corporate and plastic they've got. So that's what I love. That's why I love awful, getting the real teams on. Like as much as I'm taking the piss out of you, yeah, I still have a little bit of respect for Blackpool. Every now and again, you produce a good player, and we'll buy him and then give him to Olympiacos. That's fine with me. Yeah,
well, Sheffield United had a player that they'd signed for 22 million, and I was pointing out to the Sheffield United fans in a stream that for 22 million pound you could have bought all of Blackpool. All of it, the stadium, the training ground, the team, the management, the hotel, all of it. 22 million pounds. Simon Sadler didn't even. I think Simon Sadler paid 12 for it, so he got it all for 12. So So yeah, so you could have all of Blackpool for 22 million, and that's where we are really. You know what I mean?
Marinakis, if you're listening, you've destroyed Huddersfield. Yeah. If you want to finish Blackpool off, it's going to cost you 22 million.
Yeah, you can have it all. You can have it all.
And thank you for it, Greek father. They would thank you for it.
We'd be over the moon with him coming in, wouldn't we? It'd be fantastic. Simon Sadler's got money, but he hasn't got the kind of money that you need.
What we got here? Mark saying Blackpool should stop up now that they have loaned. Wait, I think he's saying stay up. Now that we've loaned them. Yeah. Mark, you got to sort your auto predict out, mate. But yeah, you seem confident when I was watching you stream the other night. All of you seem very confident now that one player is going to change everything. Obviously, a Forest player. I want to see you stay up.
Blackpool tweet for Josh Bowler. Their sort of announcement of him coming into Blackpool. Have you seen it yet?
No. What did they do?
You need to go on the official. Well, I won't say because it'll spoil it, but it's the little video they have done.
Should I bring it up?
Bring it up. It's
Blackpool have a Twitter account.
Blackpool have got a Twitter account, and there's
how do they get how do they go on the internet?
It's if you look at it, it's kind of I think the thumbnail is like the dressing room with the golden chest on it. Like a golden.
Let me bring it
like
up.
Raiders of the Lost Ark sort of chest.
Let's see if I can share my screen here, guys. Are you excited to see?
It's honestly, you'll see how much he means to us when you watch this video. This is what it means to Blackpool fans.
Oh wait, has it got sound? Hold on, let me just. Wait, has it got any music?
It's got music. It's got everything. Yeah.
All right. If you get this demonetized, mate, me and you're gonna have words.
No,
we make it. All right, let me just bring this up. Hold on.
Come on, demonetize. That'll teach you.
Start singing a few songs, Lee, while I bring this up. Make sure the £1 that we get from here is I'm going to count. All right, which one am I looking at, mate?
Right, you're looking at one.
Is it this?
No. Well, there's all sorts on him, but I think.
Oh my God, they might as well call this Bowler FC, not Blackpool.
It might be that one. Keep going. I don't think it's the interview one. Let me just have a look on my phone because.
Oh, you just built it all out. It's got to be this one.
Oh, it's there. It's there. Honestly,
this one.
It's great. It's not that one. Not that one. Those are just showing all the things. Oh, that's advertising their preview show. I'll just tell
Welcome to live TV, guys.
We're live. Have patience, folks.
There's nothing here, mate.
There is.
It's just like a sea of orange crap.
It's not orange. Don't you dare offend me.
Sorry, tangerine. My bad.
Exactly. That's shocking.
All right, interview. All right, is this it?
Is
that
your
crowd?
This is it.
All right, hold on. What the actual?
It's his headband, man.
Does he think he's Scarpa or something with a headband?
See what I mean? That's how much he means to Blackpool fans. He is back. The Messiah is back for Blackpool. I tell you, we can't wait for him. Bowler's back. There you are. That's how much it means to Blackpool fans. So
was that
there
it?
You go.
Was that it?
That's the greatest.
Have you seen some of the Forest ones, mate?
That's the greatest loan signing video ever.
Mate, all I saw there was an MC changing
signing. What do you do for a loan? I'm talking loan signings here, not like signing somebody for 25 million.
I was expecting like fireworks, some rocket launchers, a car exploding, and he literally just pulled his headband out and put it on.
Out of a golden chest.
That aroused you guys.
Well, you don't know what that headband means to us. You don't know what that headband. You've no idea. You've no idea that headband is symbolic for us. In fact, I'm going to get one. We're all getting headbands for Watford, so
we may need to be wearing headbands ourselves, mate. Because this guy behind me now, this is the headband king, Scarpa, or you need to refer to him as Scarpinha, as the Brazilians, the Palmeiras fans have told us to. This is Mr. Headband. Yeah, it's night and day compared to Bowler and Scarpa, mate. Even though you could, I'll give you the argument, right? You can say officially Bowler cost more money in his last transfer than Scarpa. I'll give you that one. Yeah.
Better player.
Mate, you've said Jono better than Bowler. Are you really going to be stupid enough to say Bowler better than Scarpa, man? Come on,
Yeah.
Lee, man.
I put him
Come
up
on, I'm
against
just
any
starting to
player in the
respect
world.
you, man.
Any player in the world. There's nobody. I'll tell you, world class. He's world
Guys
class.
in the chat, what the fuck are we hearing? What the fuck
We
are
love
we
him here.
hearing?
We love him. We just love him. Yeah, yeah.
And
Sam
Ant's
thinks the
giving you a
bowler
bit
video
of
was class.
sympathy,
It is
mate.
class. It's absolutely class. What's this Simon F saying? The Blackpool video of him coming across the sea and kissing the beach was hilarious. I've not seen that one. What was it? What was that on?
See, I haven't
I need
seen
to
that
see
one.
that. I need to see as much bowler as he possibly can get in. It's
Oh,
going to be a
Manchester
headband
United
fest
won a
at
lot.
Watford. A headband fest. 1-0 Man United apparently from the Red Imp.
You're world class,
Easy
Lee,
senses.
apparently, according to
I'm
Ez.
world class. Yes, I get it all the time.
I've got to ask you,
Get it
Lee,
all
when
the
you
time.
read that name, yeah, how would you have first read it?
Which one?
Him, this idiot here.
Easy sense.
Thank you. Yeah, it's not.
That's what-
It offends him. It's Ez.
Ez sense.
How would you spell Ez? Because it wouldn't be like that, would it?
Well, it would if I, but I just thought it was easy. You know,
It sounds cooler as easy, doesn't it?
Easy, yeah,
but,
easy sense.
yeah, but that's him for
Sorry, that's it. That's me gone from world class down to the conference.
Relegated of Blackpool. All right, mate. Let's get into some predictions, mate. Let's get into some predictions, right? Are you going to play a full strength team tomorrow? Do you think?
Well, we only have about 15 available players, so it's going to have to be him, I'm afraid. they're all on this physio's bench getting repaired, so they have been for months. So yes, it will be our team because that's all we've got. We ain't got much.
And you can't play bowler because we are his parent club. So you know we own him, so we own you technically. So you can't play him.
You do at the moment, yeah.
So. Can I just ask you one favor tomorrow?
Yes.
If Scarpa plays, can you just not tackle him? Because I'm going to be shitting myself the whole match.
Oh, we're not dirty. You're all right. We're not a dirty side. That's
good.
one thing we're not. I'd like to see this guy play, to be honest. Then I'll know who he is. Well, next time I come on, I'll say, yeah.
I really don't want you to see him play because I want him saved and wrapped up in cotton wool for Leicester because we got Leicester next in the league. Well, we got Wolves in the Carabao, and then we've got Leicester. So
he'll have a brilliant time. He'll have a brilliant time at Blackpool. Yeah, I'll tell you what, when we get him down here and we get him on that, what is it, Peggy the Donkey? I tell you, you're gonna lose him.
If you got a skate park,
he won't want to come back. An ice cream, a trip on Orlando, a ride on the big one, a ride on Peggy the Donkey, and I tell you, you'll regret it. He'll be signing for Blackpool.
Listen, Lee, have you got a skate park? Have you got a skate park in Blackpool? You know, like a skateboard park.
Skateboarding place, yeah.
Then he'll go. He loves skateboarding. Skateboarding and Rubik's cubes.
I'm gonna have to follow him. I'm gonna have to follow him on Twitter and tell him to go to ours. It's brilliant.
He's on Instagram. He's on Instagram.
I'll tell him that we got everything here. Big one. Jerry Yates came for the big one. You know, they asked him why did he choose Blackpool, and he said, "Well, Pepsi Biggin." Pepsi Biggin, that's what he said on his interview. I come for the Pepsi Biggin, so I tell you, he'll be shocked when he gets here. Beautiful golden sand. It'd be like being back in Brazil. He won't want to stay there.
But you're getting so much love in the chat. They're absolutely loving you in it. Can we get some hearts in for Lee? He's been nothing but entertaining, to say the least. And what a good sport he's been. You know, I've really enjoyed it because when we're doing these with the other Premier League fan TVs, it's a bit more kind of, you know, formal and respectful. And I've just wanted to banter with someone, mate. They've all asked me to get you on, and
all right, well, there we go.
I'm all
for a bit of fun. It's all fun, you know. We're gonna get smashed. You know, we don't.
Don't you go with your reverse psychology on us, mate? It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Here's the thing: if you beat us 6-0, all the Forest fans will be watching my videos. If we beat you 6-0, you won't be watching it. So it's a kind of
the Blackpool fans will be watching my videos, mate. Won't they?
You crying.
Have we got any of your boys in there? Are there any Blackpool fans in the crowd, or is there enough of you to form like an 11? You know, we don't know.
Why have I come on this show? I tell you, nothing but derogatory to us. Eh? You know?
Sorry, mate.
Can we get 11 players? Of course we can.
All right, give us your score prediction.
If really enough for Blackpool, you do have a chance of getting on the pitch.
Yeah, they line them up. Just get a ticket.
Pick him from the crowd. He'll do.
He's going for the reverse psychology. He really is. All right, mate. Listen. Give me a head and heart prediction. Let's do this. This will be more fun.
3-0.
Guys in the chat, give us your. Well, we don't need a heart prediction. Give us your head in the chat.
3-0 to Blackpool. It's going to be. You're gonna be shocked. You're playing our first team. You're coming with a bunch of kids. You think you're going to smash us. We're going to beat you 3-0.
All right, and your head says
we're going to get beat 5-0. Something like that. 10.
If it makes you feel any better, mate, we've scored 2 goals away from home in the league. I'll give you that to hold on to.
Right, well, we honestly, I will clutch to that till my dying day.
But having said that, we put 4 goals away from Blackburn. Home. Have you played Blackburn this season?
Yeah, we got beat by Blackburn.
Well, we tonked them 4-1 in the League Cup. So
yeah, we were terrible that day. We've had a few bad games, and Blackburn was one of them. We beat the Nobbers though, which is 4-2. Which Preston North End are. You must have heard the song, the Charlie Patino song where we fucking ate P&E. You know what I mean? That song. So
we used to have when I was in uni, one of our roommates was from Preston, and he was a Preston fan. And he was a big rugby lad. We used to call him the Preston Pig, man. And it just suited him quite nicely. Rob, if you're watching, I'm sorry. But that's what we called you behind your back. Anyway. Lee, quick shout out on the channel. It's tagged into the title at Lee Charles TV on YouTube. Where can they find you on Twitter and any other?
They can find me. It's all very simple. It's just at Lee Charles TV. My Instagram, unfortunately, was hacked on the night we went to Barnsley. I was getting loads of messages saying your Instagram account's been, and this guy that hacked it started sending out to everybody in my Instagram like this competition thing. And Instagram blocked my accounts and I violated their code of whatever, and I can't get it back. So it's now at Lee Charles TV 2, and I lost I had about 1,800 on Instagram and lost them all. So follow me on Instagram. I don't do so much on Instagram because I haven't got many on it, so I forget about it half the time. I'm on TikTok. Because I'm popping, locking, and body popping and doing all this shaking your booty like you do on. Is that what you do on TikTok? I think that's the thing you're supposed to do. You do a bit of like.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. Oh, he's got the moves, guys. He's got the moves. I remember. Let's see that. Hold on, Lee. Hold on, mate. No. We can't let that one pass away. Let's go full screen on that. Give us one more. Hey, he's got the moves. He's got the moves, guys.
So yeah,
love it.
Was Mac and Mover. Do you remember them, the Macamoo and the Geordie Dancer? Do you remember them on Soccer AM?
You're going old school, mate. You're going old school.
That, mate, the Macamoo. They had a dance-off between the Macamoo and the Geordie Dancer. There were 2 guys that used to like dance.
Mate, I'm only 21, so I can't go that far back. Shut up. Don't. No. Brilliant. Guys, what a pleasure it's been to have Lee on.
Likewise, it's been good fun.
Look forward. Make sure you'll be vlogging tomorrow, won't you, the match?
I'll be vlogging. I will be there, yeah. So so if you see me there, come up and say hello. I'm always happy to meet away fans. Jane produces the Blackpool fanzine, which is now, that's what I call Progress, and we will be she stands and sells it outside the main sort of entrance, so I'm normally sort of there with her. So you can find us there, just like not actually on the sort of bit where you can walk, sort of near the little trees and stuff. So we're there if you want to find us and say hello. Just come up and say hello. We're like, funny enough, while we've been doing vlogging, I've met like loads of other fans from different clubs. You know what I mean? And before I did vlogging, I didn't know anybody from another club. They were just in blue or green, and they're just the enemy. You know what I mean? They were just the people. But once you start, meeting fans from other teams and talking to them, and you just realize, to be honest, we all go through the same shit. We all are. We're all go through the same hell.
So true.
They ruin our weekends. We buy our season tickets every year. Believing that something's going to happen, and just occasionally it does. But most of the time, it's dog shit. Isn't it? It is. It really is. And there's only those people that watch the Uniteds of the world, and they watch them from their armchair, and they don't know the pain that what we go through is like following our hometown team, and I bleed tangerine. You know what I mean? My dad, I used to say, funnily enough, my dad lived to see the Premier League season, so he lived through it. We went to, when we beat Cardiff at Wembley, he was just starting with his stomach cancer. He wasn't so well, but he didn't tell anybody. But he lasted all the way through. He saw all the Premier League, and then he died in the October of the next season. And it kind of, I said at his funeral that I used to say that, you know, my dad made me a seasider to ruin my life, because that's what it felt like at times. But to be honest with you, it was the greatest father-son
Bonding.
You know,
Absolutely.
we talked about football all my life. You know, I'd ring him. We'd be talking about, you know, the game coming up. We'd be talking about what happened on Saturday. We'd be talking about signings in the summer. You know, all that sort of stuff that you do with my dad. And to do like 30 odd years with him, and actually get into the Premier League after all those years. You know what I mean? It made
it made it worth it.
It made it worth it. And also, my dad died when he was 77, and Lancashire cricket won the county championship after 77 years. And honestly, we cheered them on every summer, and it always used to rain on Lancashire, and we used to lose on bloody points and everything. We were top at league, and we finally did it. So he did those two things with me. He saw Lancashire win the county championship, and he saw Blackpool in the Premier League. And it's, you know, all I can say to any Forest fan out there who's got boys or whatever, take them to the football. It don't matter if you're going to ruin their life, take them to a football, because, you know, it's the greatest thing ever. And when we missed the 5 years of the boycott, and I wasn't going, it's years I can never get back with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
My little one was 8 when we boycotted, and he'd be asking me about Bloomfield Bear. You know, he'd be saying like, how does he tie his shoes, and how does he eat, and, you know, all this sort of stuff. He'd be asking me all them sort of things. You know, how does he get dressed? Where does he live? What's his? And when I brought him back, he was like nearly 14, and he was playing for like academies and stuff. And he was telling me about this player and that player. And, you know, I thought, bloody hell, he's not talking about Bloomfield Bear anymore. And that was just one game difference. You know what I mean? From 8 to 14. Huge. So big jump. You can't get him back as a dad, you know what I mean? And now he doesn't
absolutely
come with me.
And you got Simon here, mate, with a similar story, saying, likewise, Lee, lost my dad this July, saw us go up, but at least he went out on a high, and will never see us relegated. Simon, we're not getting relegated, mate, but you know, love from us at FFTV. And same with Dino as well. Dino saying, agree, my dad took me for years. He died at a similar age. I don't get to have that experience, unfortunately, because my two boys support Arsenal and Man City. So I got to watch Forest get tonked by both those clubs this season, so they were very happy about it. But yeah, I'd love to have that connection. But
it's honestly, it's something. So you know, you're all Forest fans. You live in Nottingham, and you know, to me, that's the kind of right, you know, kind of fan, isn't it? You know, you're supporting your local team. I know you're not obviously living in Nottingham, but for most of people, I'm not talking to you. Obviously, you're just a bloody plastic wanker. But
I'm a Wolves fan, mate. I'm a Wolves fan.
It's a Wolves fan. So definitely take your boys and enjoy it.
And girls, mate.
And girls. Yes, my mate Bestie, who sits next to me, and we've been going since the late 80s, 90s together. He brings his little girl with him now. She tends to eat sweets and play on a Game Boy on a game thing most of the time, but she's going and eventually
the experience.
She'll be, it'll something he'll do with his daughter, and it's just.
And it doubles the size of your crowd, mate. So, you know, it's well worth it.
Of course. Yeah. So it's just a wonderful thing to do. And it, I don't think there's anything quite like watching your local team, you know, and just, and it being, you know, in your heart and everything else. And I've met loads of, I've met, West Brom and, fans from all over, Bournemouth, wherever we've been. And, everybody's the same. We're all the same. And I know there's a lot of hate in football, but, there shouldn't be, really, to be honest.
It's self-inflicted hate from the pain we have to go through week in, week out. It's not worth
hating people as much as we do, really, because we're all just the same. We all suffer it. And we're all England fans as well. And honestly, when you're
I was born in Scotland, mate. I was born in Scotland, so don't Drag,
Fucking
I go through
torture
even
this
more
guy.
pain than you do, mate. I mean, can't you tell from my Scottish accent?
I could tell. So when I was a kid, my mum and dad supported, Scotland, and they supported all the home nations. They didn't have anything. I don't think they knew like Scotland hated us as much as they do. They just, they were cheering Archie Gemmill on in the World Cup because England weren't there and everything.
Well, he's a legend. Why would they not? Yeah.
So we were always a bit like that, but I just can't. I can't quite like the Nobbers too much. But apart from that, they're the only ones. But apart from that, we love them all. We love you all, and we wish you the best in the Premier League. And I hope you've invested and done the right things, and I hope you get all the things that Blackpool fans didn't get from the Premier League, that we missed out on, and
like survival. Yeah.
Well, no, see, I wasn't bothered about survival. My plan, if I had been a Blackpool owner, with the money that we generate from 9,000 fans, I would have gone into the Premier League spending nothing, and I would have just taken all the money, and then I would have started using that to build, the academies, build it all up. And I thought that's what the Oysons were doing. Yeah. I thought the Oysons because we didn't spend much money, and they had all that money, and I thought they were going to set us up, and they just didn't. They just took it all out. They just loaned it out to all these different companies that they had, and with a promise that they'd lend it back if we ever needed it. And we just never saw any of it. And that's the biggest tragedy of it all, really, that we never got that legacy off it. And so we missed out. So if we could just get up once and do it, and I'm not that bothered if we stay up. I would like to be a club, nobody likes to be a club, hanging in at the bottom, and I wouldn't like to hang in the bottom of the Premier League every year and have the stress of relegation all the time.
It's a big stress, mate.
You want to be winning games, don't you? And I always say as well, it doesn't matter really whether you're beating Chelsea or whether you're beating Rotherham. You have the same feeling on a weekend
absolutely
that you've won. You know what I mean? Winning's winning. Even if you're winning in the bloody, if Blackpool, because at one time we thought we were going to go right, they were going to fold the club and we were going to end up coming back up like, Wimbledon or whatever, we'd have to come back.
AFC and Blackpool,
Yeah, and I actually thought that would be a kind of a cool journey because you'd be winning all the time. You'd be taking 2,000 to a ground that holds, 100 or something, a bit like Rangers did, you know what I mean? And it'd be winning. Winning's winning. Don't matter what league you're in, as long as you're winning. And losing is losing. And I didn't feel when I was in the Championship, I lost. We lost to United, we lost to Chelsea with the dodgy penalty and all this sort of stuff. And I was gutted. I didn't go home and think, oh well, it's all right. We lost to Chelsea. I feel great about it because it was Chelsea. I was pissed off, man. I was honestly, I was as gutted losing against Chelsea and United and all them teams and City than I am about losing against Barnsley or whatever. So it's all the same. Winning's winning,
mate. We are fans, and at the end of the day, every fan is most happy when their team is winning. It's absolutely spot on. A couple of quick messages for you, mate. A couple of warnings as well. The Viking Heart says, "What an amazing guest you are, Lee. Really hope Blackpool stay up and don't hurt our Scarpa tomorrow if he
We're not
plays."
gonna hurt him, honestly.
And then Red Imp as well. They hurt Scarpa tomorrow.
We have no idea who this guy is. I know you like it. We don't watch the Premier League. It's not. We can only see as high as the Championship is our roof there at the top. That's all we know. We don't know the Premier League, so we don't.
You got one final warning for you here, Lee. They hurt Scarpa tomorrow.
Yes, you're getting Bowler back. I've read it. Yes, Bowler comes back. We won't hurt him. Don't worry. We're not a dirty side. We may have had 8 sendings off, but one of them was for being strangled on the pitch after the ref's
fault. It was the ref's fault. Yeah.
Gary Medine was given a red card for something he did when he was warming up on the touchline. Apparently, something I don't know. He was given a retrospective red card. We had a player assaulted from behind at Burnley, and he got sent off for his tackling their half. It was never it was a tackle, but a foul, but it wasn't a sending off. But he got sent off because the other guy attacked him, and they both got sent off. So we lost him as well. We lost 3 at Sheffield United because the referee was just unbelievable. And you don't have to take my word for it. You can watch. I don't know if any of you watch Fusion Josh. But if you watch Fusion Josh, he went to the Sheffield United Blackpool game. Just watch it, and then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, because he was neutral and he couldn't fucking believe what was going on. It was honestly, it was mental. So
it's going on my watch list. It's going on my watch
Fusion,
list.
well, you should watch Fusion Josh. He's great, and if you get to meet Fusion Josh, he's brilliant. And the other lad from Ipswich, they do it together. In fact, Fusion Josh does the videos now for Thogden, I think. We can't say Thogden, can we?
I've got one more question, mate, for you from Forest Ant. He says, Lee, is Blackpool Beach similar to the Copacabana for Scarpa?
Better. We've got better sand. It's honestly, Blackpool Beach is wonderful. No stones on it or anything. It's glorious gold sand. He will love it. It's not so good in winter though. That's the only thing. It's good in summer. You know, if you come to Blackpool in summer, it's a great place to come. You know, the weather.
I joked, but we lived there for what, 3 or 4 years.
You lived in Kirkham. That's Preston.
Yeah, but we'd go to Blackpool to get out of Kirkham.
Listen, Kirkham. I'm going to put this right now before I go off, because I've been waiting all the time to attack you with this. Kirkham is a PR postcode. It is in Preston. It is part of Preston, and that's why it is fucking shit. It's not.
But it's better than Blackpool.
It's not better than Blackpool. It's nowhere near better than Blackpool.
Mate, what is Blackpool?
Blackpool, listen. Blackpool's got one of the most iconic seafronts in the world. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like the Tower, the Golden Mile, the whole thing.
It's just the poor man's Skegness, mate. That's all Blackpool is.
Yeah. Trust me, they wish they were Blackpool at Skegness. Give me a break. It's the most iconic. Come on, I'd like to see if Skegness have had bloody Frank Sinatra and all the rest of the stars we've had here, and the Royal Variety performances. Blackpool's fabulous, and Blackpool's coming back. There's a lot of stuff going on in Blackpool. So there's
what? Last I heard, it was like prostitution going on. What's about it?
Oh, there is on Queen Street if you want. Well, if you watch bloody Walk on the Wild Side or something, he spends half his time walking down Queen Street where all the brothels are. But if that's your kind of thing, he likes to slag us off. But I love
in the other room, mate. Wife's in the other room.
My parents were born here, so I'm a bona fide, sun-grown, second generation Blackpool lad. So
well, like I said, my brother's from there. I got ties to the Victoria Hospital, so I've got nothing but respect for it. But it was fun growing up as a kid. Going into Blackpool was a day.
Sky's Blue support's just coming. He's late, so we'll have to go through it all again. Are you ready? Should we go through the whole show?
Should we start again? Hi guys, and welcome to the stream.
What the hell are you doing here at this time, Sky Blue supporter? Jesus Christ, you missed all the fun. You have to watch it on the rerun.
Do you know what? I get that a few times because I'll do the player ratings after the match, and they'll be like, Wolverine, man, what did you score for so-and-so? I'm like, guys, you can just press rewind even while I'm live. You can press it and start it.
You can rewind it now and go through all the pain. Enjoy. It's been great fun.
It's been fantastic. I could talk to you all night, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure. The guys in the chat absolutely loved you. Please go and show Lee some love. Follow him on YouTube. Follow him on Twitter. Come and suffer. There's a video. However bad.
If you want to suffer real pain, watch Blackpool playing Middlesbrough last year on New Year's Day or whatever it was, the Christmas thing, and we were 1-0 down, and we were battering Middlesbrough all second half, and we got an equaliser in like the 93rd minute, and we're going mental. Blackpool were going to win it, and they just went.
That's proper football.
We give a ball away, and they scored a winner just about a minute after and I tell you what, I didn't know what to do with myself after that video. So what I did was I said to Jane, what's the worst thing I can do? I thought, I'll tell you what, I'll come out and I'll walk in between all the Middlesbrough fans celebrating. There's a guy taking his top off and everything, Middlesbrough on all this. And I play some happy Christmas music over it. I was so pissed off, man. I was so upset.
And that was New Year's Day?
Yeah. It's what?
That was New Year's Day, was it?
It was the New Year's video. Yeah. Blackpool versus Middlesbrough beat us 2-1 with after we equalised in the 93rd minute. It was harsh. But yeah, I walked in between them all. I thought, I'll film them all coming at me, giving me shit. I thought that'll really piss me off even more than I'm pissed off now. So that was my end.
See, we had a few of those. Like, I'm trying to think, was it Hull last game of the season where we scored in the last pretty much minute against them with a penalty? Yeah. I think it was Jono I can't even remember that far back. And then they went and equalised from kickoff. Now, it didn't matter because bloody Boring Mouth had already finished second, but it
Right.
didn't. It meant we didn't get third, but it all worked out. So who cares?
Because you go up the glory way, and the glory way is to go up in the
Exactly.
playoffs. You know, you can't beat going up in the playoffs. It's just a wonderful feeling. You know, if you could
I don't know.
guarantee it, if you could guarantee that you could
Guarantee,
go up
yes.
if it was
But we've
guaranteed,
lived
you'd
through
take it every
you,
time because you have like
mate.
bloody a parade in the you know, they go on a bus. I'm sure the team
You get a
came on a
trophy.
bus.
You get a
Yeah,
trophy.
all of that. It's just, it's, you know, everybody on the streets. It's unbelievable. It's not. Yes, you get promotion, but you don't do all that sort of thing. But when you win the playoffs, it's, you know, and also you've just won like the richest game in football. I mean, it's the richest game. Like say 180 million. Jesus Christ. You know
But
what I mean?
mate, if you know, some people are as old as me being 21. I remember the Sheffield United playoffs. I remember your playoffs. I remember Swansea. I remember, like, it's just all painful memories. So when it came to Sheffield United again last season, and the return leg at the City Ground. How I used to have black hair, mate. Just before that game, I had full set of black hair, mate. Gone. That game killed me, mate. But
it's stressful, isn't it? It's stressful, but yeah.
Welcome to football.
The whole thing is stressful, but you did it and you're enjoying it. And good luck to you. You've been in there for 13 years, I think, in the Championship, weren't you? So was it 13-year run? So
add 10 more onto that, mate.
Was it 23?
20, no, 23 since we've been back to the Premier League. Obviously, we had, you know, let's not talk about what happened when we went down another division.
Yeah, you went down
another one. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, good luck to you.
You too, mate. I'm so looking forward to watching the match tomorrow, watching your vlog after. I'll leave you some abusive comments
forward
in there,
to
no
my
doubt.
Vlog. I'm sure you guys will love it.
What time do you get it out, mate? Is it match day or the day after?
No, I get it out. These vlogs take they normally take me about 6 or 7 hours to put together. So there's a lot of editing goes into them. So I'm normally up till about 6 in the morning, 4 or 5 in the morning doing it. So we'll see. But it's normally out for some
more fun to do after a defeat, aren't they, mate? It's
they're
like
lovely.
You have to relive it again.
I love it. I love it. I love reliving all the pain as I'm making it. It's watching the goals go in as I'm editing in, listening to what I've said, and it's horrendous. It really just put you through the mill. Who'd be a football? I never wanted to be a football vlogger.
Why do we do this to ourselves? I mean, guys in the chat, ask yourself that question. Why do we do this? For those moments like we had in May last year.
Goals and wins and, you know, late goals. You can't beat late winners. It's just one of the greatest feelings in the world. In fact, there's nothing compares between like a goal in the first minute to a goal in the last minute, does it? You know what I mean? Nothing. You can score a goal in the first minute and everybody's like cheering it. But you know, you still got 90 minutes, you don't know. But when you score a winner at the end, you go mental, don't you?
But even an equalizer, scoring an equalizer in the last minute.
It's just
why is it that it always feels like a win when you score an equalizer in the last minute? Yeah, it wouldn't have made a difference if you got it 10 minutes before. You're still walking away with 1 point. But it's just the psychology.
You go mental. You just go mental. You actually you can actually find yourself falling down seats and all sorts of things because you just go ballistic with a last minute goal, and that's what we're after. We're after that adrenaline rush, and it is, and it is the greatest game, football.
Absolutely. Is. So, Lee, just a quick question. Ez is one of the guys that works with us on FFTV. Is he all right to get in touch with you for a few vlogging tips, because your vlogs are absolutely spot on?
Who's this? Sorry.
He does our vlogs
a few vlogging
for the channel.
Yes, gosh, yes. I'm more, to be honest here, all this is because I like making movies and I like videography. You know, that's my passion, really. More than being a football vlogger, you know what I mean? I know I'm a football vlogger, but I kind of want to make a movie out of it and give you all the sort of the drama of it and the whole thing. And to be honest, I wish I had a team of people filming different angles. You know, I'd do it like Sunderland, Sunderland Die or whatever. I'd have you showing the crowd going, you know, and heads and, you know, and all that sort of thing. But you can only do so much on yourself, you know what I mean? But I just like to make a sort of tell the story. And my idea was that I would, because we were just coming back after 5 years, so we were basically a new club with new owners and everybody's. I wanted to kind of document it for when I'm not, you know, to show people how we came back, and I did all sorts of stuff in the summer where I filmed the pitch, being done and all this sort of stuff, and I went helping the volunteers clean the seats because our first game back, there was like 14,000 seats, 12,000 seats had never been sat in for like all through the 5 years. They were covered in pigeon crap. Honestly, you wouldn't believe there was pigeon shit everywhere. So I went down to film the massive cleanup, and I did a little video about it, picked up a bucket and sponge and went and cleaned some seats and filmed it all. And then the day after, Quest HD got onto me and they said, can we have your footage in the one show? And that was my first vlog. So it was a great start, wasn't it? But it's quite funny actually. Last funny story before I go. I filmed myself.
I'm sure there's like 1,000 more you could do, mate.
I filmed myself, right? I filmed myself cleaning the seats. Yeah, I'm cleaning the seats. I'm washing the seats. Me. Yeah, with my camera filming me. So Quest HD say, can we borrow your footage? Can we use your footage? So yeah, so we get home and Dad's going to be on TV, yeah, because they're using my footage. Yeah, everybody's like, Dad's on TV. They're all sat round the family. We all go around to my ex and
popcorn out. Yeah,
video comes out. They chopped my head off. So there's just my torso on the video cleaning the seats, and it was like, do you remember Monsters Inc. where the little green guy Mikey goes, he comes on the advert and they put a stamp over him straight away so you don't actually see him.
It's a bit like Joey and Friends, isn't it? Do you remember the bit in Joey with Friends?
He's got that one eye, hasn't he? You think he's going to start crying, and he just goes like, I'm on TV, and he's so excited. He's just like got a green thing on and that's what they were all shouting at me at home. They're going, he's on TV because he never saw me. They're just not on at all. And then I had an interview with a one show. Right, they interviewed me on the comedy carpet. Right,
they put your face on this time.
No, for 6 minutes. Right, I told them all about my dad, the story. This massive big story, and it comes on again. This is on the one show now, and all it has is me going, "You wouldn't believe the hell we've been through. You just wouldn't believe it," and that is it. That is it.
Did they show your face? Did they show your face?
It shows my face.
All right, there you go. That's progress.
6 minutes. I actually, I'm on the vlogs. So on my vlog, I'm with them. And I'm vlogging me with them. Here I am with a one show, and this is him, and this is I'm on with, who are you? I didn't even know who the reporter was. I didn't know his name. He had to tell me his name. He was really insulted because I didn't know who he was. But anyway, I'm there, the comedy carpet doing all this vlogging with them all behind me on a little selfie stick, you know what I mean? And there was more of them on my video than I was on theirs. I thought, you bastards.
You should have re-edited it, mate. You should have re-edited it and cut their heads off.
Yeah, that's their bloody on TV. So everybody's just got me saying, you wouldn't believe the hell we've been through. You just wouldn't believe it. Fucking hell, that was 6 minutes. That's all he did. That's it. That's all I was worth. 6 minutes, one show I gave you. 6 minutes of my life for that.
So you wouldn't believe it, and then they had you wiping bird shit.
You wouldn't believe the hell I went through to say you wouldn't believe it. Oh my God almighty, I tell you. Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right, let's wrap it up now. We've kept you way too long. We really appreciate your time. Look, I hope. Are they still doing replays in the FA Cup? I don't know. It's
it's penalties.
That's a shame. I would have wanted to draw tomorrow just so we could have you back on for a return leg.
It's been always have us back on for a review or something.
Let's do that. Let's do that, Lee. I'm sure the crowd do want that.
5-0. You can give it to me.
We can gloat. We can gloat.
It's all banter. It's all good fun.
I'm 100% up for that, and I'm sure the guys in the crowd. In the chat, sorry, are gonna definitely be up for that. So it's gonna be fantastic. There we go. They're all in there for it. Thank you so much for your time. One last reminder.
Get him off, for fuck's sake. He's gone on for a
mate. We love the banter on this channel. We really do. They're all loving you. Dino wants you back. Simon wants you back. Ezin, it's been an absolute pleasure. We'll organize it between me and Lee. We'll get him on after the Blackpool game. And it's gotta happen. One last reminder, go give Lee a quick subscribe on his channel at Lee Charles TV.
It's quality. It's quality. I punch above my weight. I'm a bit like Blackpool. I punch above my weight. You'd think I'm actually better than Thogden, but I'm just not quite up to his level of subscribers. But if I can get to him, well, actually, if I could get to 10,000, that's my dream, really. 10,000, I would be, honestly. that's where I kind of set out to
Well,
get to.
the guys in the chat, you better go.
Grind.
Let's go make
been a
that dream
grind.
come true.
It's been, oh,
we've
thank you very
been.
much.
There you go. Subbed from Dean. The rest of you, please go and sub right now. Before you go and sub, just hit the like button on your way out. Lee, I'm in tears. I really am. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on here. They've loved you.
It's been good fun. It's been a laugh, hasn't it? If
That's
you
what we
can't,
want.
if you can't laugh in life and laugh at life, then it's no point in being here.
All you can do is cry.
Yeah,
guys, we'll catch you tomorrow on the daily video, as well as the watch along and the player ratings, where we'll get to laugh at Lee once we thrash them 4-0. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Come on, you Reds.
Up the Reds! Up the Reds! That'll get me another